M0FXB Hamtech, welcome to my channel. This is the Wurui D300. I had this. I might have even had this before COVID. And, you know, it does look very nice. It's got a full keypad on the microphone and the orange looks lovely. I think it could be a very nice budget DMR radio, but I find it's a bit buggy with the programming. Although it's programmable, I've just added about 20 channels there. When it comes to adding channels into zones, I find that the problem is that you've got, say, look, my hotspot's here. Okay, that's the zone. You've got channels available 10. This is probably my biggest bug with it. But you don't see the channel names. You just see the channel number. You know, and so that's probably my biggest bug. If I just send them all into the zones, they do go in. Okay, and then we can save in the usual way. Go file. Actually, let's just click OK. And file, save. Sometimes when you save it, it goes into a loop and then closes, but this time it hasn't. Yeah, it does that kind of thing. It did sort of stay. So that's probably the most annoying bit. There's my channels. I know it's a bit glary with the PC. You've got channel information, basics, which doesn't show, you know, the version and the firmware, although I've read from the radio. So I just feel like a lot more work needs to be done. It does have a broadcast radio. You can add contacts. I am able to do that. It won't really hold a very big receive group list. I just feel like it needs newer firmware. But it is nice to use. I'm going to turn up the volume. I like all the colour. Try and, if I go up through my channels, yes, you have got the channel alias, which is the name. That was the FM radio. That's HubNet, about 10 miles from me. There's some talk groups. I'll turn on my... Not sure why that's come back, the radio, but you can see it's showing GPS there. So this is the GPS model. When I got it, it wasn't even £100, but now they're nearer 200. If you go menu, sometimes when you go into menu, you get a loud volume. I've seen the scan. We're going to go down to what's appendix. If I go FM, what's that? It turns the radio off. Turn that off. Go to GPS, and it's not saying it's got that. So maybe it would if I was, you know, getting a better signal, I suppose, because it's not the GPS emblem that you can see there is black. What else? Let's go to, we've got channel up and down, of course. Volume up and down, which sometimes goes really loud. Exit button here, FM you saw. And then the one easy one is VFO memory, because you go to VFO and I've put in my hotspot, which I'll turn on now. Right, I've just fired up the hotspot. Let's see if that comes to life. But in VFO, you can't, it has default, you know, what's going to be there on the A and the B band just by default. If I go to A band, then do VFO, that's HubNet, which normally quite busy. There you go. When someone speaks, I notice it goes to that screen. If you press menu, you see the frequency again. But you can just type in, you know, 145. Oops. Let's try an airbound one, actually. We've not tried that. See what I mean by it? It goes a bit glitchy. Let's go 1 3 3 8 5 0. Yeah, it's not going to do that. Let's try PMR 446. That's in FM, and you do get an FM button there, but I don't think that's most. So 446 does seem to go in. Let's go to the B band. I'm selecting B band with the mic. Let's go 156. So that seems, I think that went in. 1.5 marine sort of band. Let's go 145.525, which is S20. Yeah. I haven't seen squelch yet, but I haven't tried that hard. So we'll go, let's see if our hotspot has come to life. Let's press go back to memory. And then we're going to look for, that's S20 channel. We're looking for my hotspot. There's one there. There's my hotspot. Let's see if that goes in. Yeah, I can see it's keying up on my dashboard. We just need some activity. Someone chatting there. Might need to get my DMR number back in there.
Form number 2 Eco Hotel Bravo. Over 2 Tango India 2 Charlie Mike Mike.
Now you're not going to get all the DMR database show up on screen because it doesn't hold that many unless they've changed the firmware. The firmware I've got, if you go menu, down to settings, sorry about that, quick, 1.39, there it is there. There's your frequency range. So that's it. So you know, the hardware is okay. The firmware needs improving. The software, we need to see, when I've said this before, when we are looking at our zones, channels, we need to see, if we've given them names, we need to see those names. It's a lot easier to program the software. It is a usable radio, and it's actually very nice looking little station, and you can program any channels you want, and it does work. It does work. It's a shame that they haven't gone all the way. Thanks for watching my YouTube 73.